Hello and welcome to our mini-movie of Salute 2017, the world's biggest Wargames show. As a Wargames Illustrated interactive viewer, you get to see a director's cut of our coverage from Salute, with over 10 minutes of material from around the hall at Excel London, and including audio interviews with some of the people behind the best games from the show. In just a moment, we're going to be talking to one of the Wigwam Warriors about their innovative spaghetti western game. We'll then move around the hall looking at what else caught our eye and talking to other gamers. Okay, so we're looking at, what's this game called?
It's the Spaghetti Western Shootout.
Okay, what's going on?
So we have the scenes from the three main spaghetti westerns, the end scenes. The fistful of dollars, a few dollars more, and the good, the bad and the ugly. And basically players work their way down playing a simple card game and rifling through spaghetti to find a wooden bullet. And the aim is just to see who could be Clint Eastwood by the end of the game. So it's 3 tables, 3 games, who can come out the winner.
Okay, so yeah, what are we looking at here exactly? It looks like a lot of fun.
This is Cretaceous Camp, our take on a beloved film from the 90s. So we've got T-Rexes that are chasing jeeps. You're in the jeep trying to get to the helipad. You've got 4.5 minutes to do so, or the helicopter leaves and you're left as lunch.
Okay, right. Okay,
And then we've got a Clever Girl game, which is where you're playing as the Velociraptor, and you hunt down humans that are trying to get to a power station to restart everything.
I can see the dinosaurs. I'm trying to see where the humans are. They're obviously dashing about somewhere.
So the humans are all on this board up here, currently being hunted down.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
So it looks like the Raptors have just gone in for an attack. So this is a 1-2 player game with the Jeep, and that's a 4-5 player game
So
with
there's 2 games going on.
2 different participation games. We're busy all day.
Yeah. What club are you?
We're Bexley Reapers Wargaming Club. So this is our local show, really.
Right, yeah.
We like to do something big every year. Yeah, it's been a fun day, and everyone seems to enjoy it.
Yeah, it's looking really good, yeah. All right, thanks very much.
That's okay.
Let's look at Melon here. It's Graciers versus Graciers with 5.
Right, Simon Miller, author of To the Strongest. This is your RAPHIA game, I believe.
This is indeed, yeah, RAPHIA 217 BCE. A clash between the Ptolemaic kingdom of Egypt and the Seleucids of Syria. The Seleucids were trying to conquer Egypt. They came down with an army, but unbeknownst to them, the Ptolemaics had hired every good mercenary around the Mediterranean, and they'd given pikes to all the Egyptian peasants and produced a vast army, one of the biggest of history, to fight them. On the day the Ptolemaics won. Although today, I'm ashamed to say they have lost twice.
Have they? So you've had 2 games today?
We've had 2 games today. We could have fitted in 3.
Oh, okay, right.
Vampires are largely invulnerable. Now, when it comes to combat, werewolves, of course, are largely invulnerable. Vampires are
Okay, so this one is Fort Mosquito, and I'm here with Jan, who's going to tell us a bit about the building of the game particularly, because he's the builder, as he says. So what we're looking at here is roughly an action that was in North America with the Swedes.
It's sort of the Hollywood version of what actually took place. In reality, the Swedes were vastly underfunded, and we've sort of beefed them up to give them a chance against the Dutch. And the Dutch weren't very happy with this fort that Swedes put downriver to control the river, and there's some heavy guns in that fort. So the Dutch basically want to get rid of that fort, and that's what we based the action. But we've given the Swedes a fair chance by beefing up the troops there.
Okay, right, and it's a very nice looking fort, and that's partly down to you. No, it's all entirely down to you.
Yes, because the game has mainly come from Sweden. Ryanair doesn't allow you to take big boards and forts on there. So I do all the building here in Hertfordshire, and then we get it down here, and they bring the soldiers and all the other bits and pieces.
Yeah, so the fort is scratch built.
Fort is scratch built, the ships is scratch built, The only all the buildings are scratch built. The trees I did last night, so that's certainly scratch built.
Last night?
Yes.
Wow.
And the only thing that isn't is the canoes and the little ship boats.
Right, so this is the Battle of Inverlochy in 1645. So this is a classic Scottish clash of Montrose fighting the Covenanters, but it's also the MacDonalds fighting the Campbells, and it's a Highlander versus Highlander clash, but with some Irish on Montrose's side as well. So it's a lovely setting for a Scottish battle as well on the side of the loch, with a castle and the foot of Ben Nevis. So it's one of Montrose's great victories, and hopefully today he's just going to pull it out the bag and recreate history.
Okay, right, that'd be good, yeah. So yes, there's a sea of kilts, isn't there, everywhere we look?
Yes, so there's a lot of hot kilt action out there today, yes.
So the figures are by who? What manufacturer?
So there's a lot of Warlord and Perry, but there's also some Eureka, a few of the Assault Group, a few of the Foundry, the older ECWS range from Foundry. So it's quite a mixture, but I think probably mostly Perry and Warlord.
Right, let's go. So what have we here? Lots of ships in front of us. What's going on?
Yeah, well, this is a setup from the very British Civil War. So it's the alternative history, which has been around for about 5 or 6 years now. And this year we've taken it down into Portsmouth. So we're in Portsmouth Roads with HMS Eagle, the aircraft carrier there, and its escort group being attacked. They're still part of the King's Navy by the various coalition motor torpedo boats and submarines. So it's a hunting pack coming towards them.
Yeah, and where are all these ships from? Have they just bought them out of the box? Or?
I wish I had. Unfortunately, it's the creation of a rather fetid imagination. The 3 battleships there are, we think, Hasbro micro machines, and they've been found at car boot sales for about £2 a piece. If you look closely, you'll recognise the Airfix coastal defence pieces on them. So you've got the large gun, the small one, the searchlight, the rangefinder. They've all been scabbed off of there. So it's all been produced for very, very little budget.
Okay, well, thanks very much for talking us through it.
No problem.
It's a great game. Cheers.
Thanks, thank you, thanks.
Yeah, what we've done, I don't know if you know the board game Command and Colours.
Oh, yes.
So we've been playing that for some years, Command and Colours Napoleonic. And what we've decided to do is move to the figures. All of us have been collecting 28mm Napoleonic figures for years. And these were originally based for a game called SHIRO. But it's just hard. You know, they're long games, you get them out and you never get a game done. And when Command and Colours came out, we started playing with the blocks. And I said to someone, I think, why don't we move this to the table? These are the standard units. There's 12 figures in an infantry unit, and they roughly work out they're about 4 inches wide. And we said, well, if we do 6-inch X's, so then you start on the big project, don't you? And it's like, oh, what about the terrain? So what about the buildings? And it just grows. But for me, as a painter, particularly, it means all the figures that I like painting, particularly Napoleonics, you can get them out. And any battle, I mean, this is raw, but if we were doing another battle and there happened to be the Irish Legion, or the Swiss, or the Croats, you just go and paint one, because it doesn't mean, the scale is whatever you want it to be. So for this one, Raab, these are probably battalion level. But for some games, these could be brigades, divisions, companies. So it really is. And what I like about it's a fast game. We played one this morning, 2 hours to finish, and very few arguments, because the rules, there's no argument about measurements, because it's hex-based. And it is just a great game, and you get the feel of the Napoleonic battles.
Well, thanks very much.
That's all right, thank you.